Welcome. Welcome to the Bounce Back Empowerment Conference. Now say this with me. Bounce back. Yes, I can. Unstoppable. Unstoppable, free, and fearless. Unshakable.
Bounce back, bounce back. Unbreakable, unshakable, nothing stops you in your track. Bounce back, bounce back. Uplifted, inspired, feel your positive unpack.
Never, ever. Never giving up. Encouraged, uplifted, inspired, empowered, motivated.
Bounce back, bounce back. Unbreakable, unshakable, nothing stops you in your track. Bounce back, bounce back. Uplifted, inspired, feel your positive unpack.
Yes, yes, yes I can. Yes I will. Yes I believe. Yes, yes, yes. Heart, be still.
Bounce back, bounce back. Unbreakable, unshakable, nothing stops you in your track. Bounce back, bounce back. Uplifted, inspired, feel your positive unpack.
Bounce back, bounce back, bounce back, bounce back.
The next presentation with with Miss Sheba Wilson, daring despite disruption. Ooh, daring despite disruption. Sheba Wilson is the CEO of Sheba Wilson Training Limited, a full-time service corporation, corporate training, executive coaching, and a leadership development company. And she lead her HR solutions and HR tech software and to streamline, recruit, onboard, employee engagement, retention initiatives for organizations. So she does a lot. It's a mouthful in itself just reading it. So I'm so excited. She's a best-selling author of the Amazon International #1 bestseller, Get Up and Lead, which was released on August 20th, 2022. And she's co-authored Voices for Leadership along with 39 other leaders throughout the globe. She's a Cornell University alum with decades of experience in the corporate world, and she blends personal experience with professional savvy in every presentation. She has over 10 years in experience in large-scale human resource departments and has risen to become a C-level executive in the hospitality industry. And as an executive director of the Maxwell Leadership Team, she is certified to facilitate, speak, train, and coach individuals and groups. She's a DISC certified trainer and consultant. Wow, Sheba Wilson from the Turks and Caicos, we are so, so happy to welcome you to the stage. And so with that being said, come on to the front platform.
Thank you so much, Sabriya. It's a pleasure to be here. I am inspired already by all of the previous speakers. Great reminders, some of the things we know already, but sometimes we need to be reminded of what we already know because we have a tendency to slack off and forget to do the things that we know we should be doing. So I'm grateful for what has been poured into me today. And I just pray that what I share today will be an inspiration to you ladies. So daring despite disruption. And I just want to take you on a quick journey with me. I'm going to share a bit of my personal story with you. These words, Munkaf, I'm going to be gone soon. You're young and beautiful and you have so much going for yourself. When I'm gone, I want you to live. Please don't stop living because I'm gone. Please just live your life. You can do that for me. Can you do that for me? These words were shared with me on my husband's final day of life. His hands frail, his frame thinner. He held my hands in his and he shared those words with me. In fact, that day, his face looked so radiant that it somehow indicated to me that he would pull through. So I questioned what he was talking about. And I reminded him that he would be okay and that he was going to beat this. With teary eyes, he looked at me intensely and again repeated to me, please continue living when I'm gone. Find love again, remarry, and live your life. I want to tell you, ladies, that those words were hard to hear and even more difficult for me to accept. You see, my faith was strong, and I believed that my husband would beat cancer and that he would live. Yet he died. Just 2 months after the passing of my best friend, and 4 years after I had lost my father to a brain aneurysm, my husband took his final breath, losing the battle to stage 4 prostate cancer. How much should one person have to endure in this life? So much pain, losing so many people that I loved and needed, people that were so close to me, and losing them so close together. How? Why? Why now? Why me? Why this? 8 years ago, the dreaded words, "You have cancer," disrupted our lives. Death and its finality changed everything. It came in like a whirlwind, hard for me to see what life could possibly be when my world was turned upside down and I was left spinning in multiple directions. At the time of my husband's passing, my son Caden was just 2 years old. And I was afraid. I was alone. I felt inadequate and ill-equipped to navigate this new life with all of its challenges and uncertainty, even as a woman of faith. There were times where I felt I couldn't do this, that it was just too much. And I want to say to you this afternoon that you may be facing something terribly difficult in this very moment. You may have a painful ordeal that you're dealing with at this present time. And you may find yourself questioning whether it will be the thing that completely shatters you. But what if? What if that thing that came your way wasn't sent to destroy you? What if that loss, that pain, that heartache, that failure is the very thing sent to propel you to God's intended purpose for your life? And I want you to just pause and consider that for a moment. You see, disruption causes disorder. It changes the natural order or flow of our normal activities. Disruption has the power to force us out of our comfort zone and into seasons of immense growth if we're willing to step out of safety. Safety represents the familiar. It's clinging to the past and longing for the comfort of what was, what we knew, what we're accustomed to. Growth requires us to get uncomfortable, to face adversity head on with a determination that we are going to conquer it. Growth says to us, let that thing go. Let that person go. Growth says it's time to move in a different direction. Growth challenges us to part ways with what no longer serves us, to accept that a particular season has come to an end, and to open our hearts and our minds to receive the unknown, the new, the scary. Cancer disrupted my life, and it was scary. It was tough. It was so unexpected. Death changed the way that I live my life and the way that I'm teaching others in my sphere of influence to live theirs. When I lost my husband, I was left with 4 young children, and expenses were beyond my income level. The view seemed grim. I really had no clue how I would make it. But what I did have was a determination and a made-up mind that I had to figure it out, and I had to push forward because my children needed me. You see, my children became my why. They were my reason for being. And let me tell you, there is power in a made-up mind. You see, those final words that my husband shared with me the day before his passing replayed in my mind each time I felt hopeless or helpless. I heard his voice saying, live, 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 live. It's hard, but you're still here. Keep living. There's so much that needs attention and resources are few, but keep living. It hurts. The pain is debilitating. I don't feel like getting out of bed. I want to lay here in my sorrow, but get up. Keep living. People are whispering. I don't like being the topic of discussion. Girl, get up and live every day above defeat. You are more powerful than you think. You were created in the likeness and image of Christ Jesus. Get up and dare to lead your life despite disruption. I was determined to live. He was gone. I am here. And that meant that God still had a purpose for my life. And God still has a purpose for yours. You see, I discovered so much about myself after losing my husband. And the reoccurring themes in my life have been grace and grit. I'm often asked, how did I just carry on? How did I achieve personal and professional success? How did I just start a business, ran for public office, raised children, volunteered in my community, and wrote a book? My response has never changed. It's always grace and grit. Accepting God's grace, giving myself grace, allowing myself to grow through the painful experiences, building resilience, becoming intentional about my time here on earth, and leading and living each day with a tenacious spirit. Grit is the strength of mind that enables us to endure pain and hardships. Grit starts with our mindset surrounding pain. Our view of pain determines our response to painful experiences. So if we see pain as something that we must avoid at all costs, or something that we need to escape as quickly as possible, we won't have the mental strength to endure painful circumstances and to be able to overcome adversity. No one wants to experience pain. I don't know anyone that does. I don't know anyone that walks around and says, give me pain, I want more pain. But the reality is, sometimes pain is necessary. Consider it a necessary evil in order for you to be able to grow and to step into your God-given purpose and destiny. Truth is, had I not lost my husband, I may never have had a reason to grow. I was comfortable. My husband provided a level of security, stability, and comfort for our family that didn't require me to do much. I had become lazy. Yeah, me. The go-getter, the hard worker, the hustler, I had become lazy. I had become complacent and, quite frankly, lazy. I didn't have a reason to work on myself. I didn't have a reason to start a business. I didn't need to write a book. I didn't find it necessary to lift my voice. I was stuck in comfort until death disrupted everything and thrusted me into a season of immense growth. That's the power of disruption. The pressure of disruption will either burst the pipe or it will clear the drain. But either way, the passage is going to become clear so that you're able to see that there is more for you to be and more for you to do. There is an opportunity, despite disruption, to become. There is an opportunity, despite your present circumstances, to become all that God has predestined you to be. He knew this before you were formed in your mother's womb. God has more for you to become. I've developed an acronym for GRIT that I want to share with you. Growth, resilience, intentionality, and tenacity. To live with grit, you have got to grow through what you're going through. And that may sound cliche, but it is absolutely true. You must have the mindset of a victor and be determined from the onset of disruption that you are going to learn the lessons in the valley and use them to propel you to your destiny. Don't blame anyone for your circumstances. Instead, look at yourself. Go internal and have a good look at yourself and determine what is it that you can do to better or change your situation. Then take action, because action is what changes things. Recognize that resilience is a muscle. We've got to stretch it. It cannot grow unless it's stretched. Growth happens when there is tension. And John Maxwell, my mentor, talks about the law of the rubber band in his book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. The law of the rubber band says growth stops when you lose the tension between where you are and where you could be. So you need tension. You need the tensions of life to keep you stretching. The more you stretch, the larger you expand. So keep stretching. See disruptions in life as an opportunity to build your resilience, to stretch and grow yourself and enlarge your territory. Know that intentionality is the key. Intentional living requires you to get clear about your personal values and beliefs, as well as the life that you desire for yourself. So I ask you today, what do you envision for your life? Not someone else's picture of success, not someone else's life. What do you envision for your life? And once you know that, you need to live intentionally. Living intentionally requires your personal commitment. It's an agreement you make with yourself to achieve your desired outcome. No matter how much time, no matter how much effort or resources it requires of you. Making that personal commitment is going to invoke a strong feeling of intention and give you laser focus in order to achieve the desired vision that you have for your life. So it involves a clear life's purpose, a plan of action. And the previous speaker spoke about the importance of action. And it also requires determination. Be intentional about what you give your time, attention, and energy to. Ask yourself, will this get me closer to the vision that I have for my life? Or will it pull me further away? Does this action align with my personal values? Does it align with my beliefs? Does it align with the vision that I have for my life? Listen, let go of what doesn't serve you. Let go of what is not going to elevate you. Let go of What and who ain't taking you closer to your dreams, your goals, your vision for your life? Let them go. Some people cannot go into the season that you're called to go into. So don't carry baggage with you. Let it go. Leave it behind and allow God to move you into the next season of growth that He has planned for your life. And finally, you need to possess a tenacious spirit. Your resilience and your willpower has to be greater than any circumstances around you. Tenacity, by definition, is the quality of being able to grip something firmly. It's the quality or fact of being very determined. It's the quality or fact of continuing to exist despite the disruption. It's the quality of persistence in the face of disruption. So my question for you is, what are you gripping firmly? What are you gripping firmly? Are you gripping firmly the things of the past that you know you need to let go of? Or are you gripping firmly your faith, God's grace, your commitment to doing what is necessary to get you to the next level? The thing is, you can have a tenacious spirit and pursue all the wrong things. The things that are not serving you well, the people you know you need to let go of, those old habits that are holding you back. What are you gripping firmly? Be tenacious in pursuit of your next, your best. We're talking about daring despite disruption. To be daring is being audaciously bold, having an adventurous courage. Daring means that you see the challenges, you feel the fear, you experience the emotional toll of the pain, yet you are determined to rise above the ashes of your circumstances like the phoenix that you know you are. You are bold and courageous enough to face your fears head on and conquer them. There's a saying that goes, you never know how strong you are until you have no choice but to be strong. Friends, I've lived those words. And there are many more people throughout the globe who are forced out of comfort and into growth through their disruptive circumstances. And they have lived those words too. And some of you here today have lived those words. In December 2016, just a year after losing my husband and my best friend, I took the audaciously bold step to run for public office as an all-island candidate. Now, some of you may be asking, why would she do that? Having just lost her husband, limited financial resources, still grieving, trying to find my way, learning to navigate my new normal, mother to 4 young children. I boldly stepped forward to serve my country. I did it because I heard the voice of God telling me that it was the appointed time to run. So of course I obeyed. And I had the expectation that I would win the election because after all, God told me that it was the appointed time to run. So if I'm running, I must be winning. But I lost the election, yet I won. I lost the election, yet I won. I returned to work in January 2017 to a promotion to Director of Human Resources. And a year later, I received another promotion to Group Director of Human Resources. I started a business in the midst of a global pandemic. And I've watched it grow over the last 2 years consistently. Daring despite disruption requires us to step forward and do what God says, even if we're afraid. Even when we can't see or understand the full picture. Daring requires us to make bold, unpopular choices. Daring requires us to drown out the voices of naysayers, discouragers, and pessimists, and stay in tune to the voice of the one who holds our future in his hands. So today, I dare you. I dare you to see your circumstances as fuel. Let it light a fire within you to be more, to do more, to pursue more. I dare you to reframe your negative thoughts surrounding disruption. If you are in a disruptive state, if the natural order of your life has been suddenly changed due to circumstances that are beyond your control, circumstances that you didn't envision, things you couldn't see coming, I dare you today to see that disruption as a catalyst for immense growth and an opportunity to step into your God-given purpose. I dare you today to flex your resilience muscles and show disruption who's the boss. You are tougher than you think, and you possess the DNA of an all-powerful, all-knowing, and ever-present God. You've got it in you to face disruption, to fight fears, and to step into your fears. This conference is titled From Fear to Fears. So step into your fears, and fight those fears. I dare you today to live intentionally, to get clear on your life's vision, and take strategic action towards the life you desire. I dare you to forgive yourself for past mistakes, to learn the lessons and move forward. I dare you today to detox from negativism, from pull me down Peters and negative Nancy's. Let them go. I dare you to surround yourself with a tribe of like-minded, growth-conscious, goal-getting women of faith who will support and uplift and encourage you to be all that God created you to be. I dare you to tell disruption, you came to destroy me, but I'm going to use you as fuel to propel me to the greatest version of myself this world has ever seen. So say these words with me, ladies. I am not fearful. I am fierce. I am equipped. I am empowered. I am encouraged. I am inspired. I will lead. I will live every day above defeat. I am daring despite disruption. Now go lead. Thank you.